Y'all, are we about to see a presidential AOC run? I mean, that's what the New York Times is hinting at. Guys, if you don't speak politics, I'm about to show you what they are laying out because the groundwork is being thoroughly laid for either a Senate run or a presidential run from the AOC. You know, the far left progressive. This has got its pros, this has got its cons. We're going to walk through the entire thing right now and show you what those pesky lefties are up to over at the NYT and in the halls of Congress. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you were enjoying the content. You want to save the country together and honestly, kind of be ahead of the curve. This is the place to be. And of course, you can follow me on X at Braden LOA. Let's dive right into this. I'm not going to bear the lead on you guys. It's Saturday. You deserve better than that. All right, here we go. AOC. You're familiar with her work. You've seen her work. Progressive firebrand, you know, New York politician. Yeah, you've seen her. If you haven't, that's her right there. Okay. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez steps into a wider stage. They are laying the groundwork, guys, for either a presidential run or a Senate run as a fallback position to take out old Chucky Schumer. Yeah. Now she is planning a major trip abroad. Now, guys, let me explain to you a few things about this individual and what she's doing. When you have rising stars or you have stars in the Democrat Party or the Republican Party, what they'll always do when they want to go to higher office beyond the House, because the House is kind of like the kindergarten, right? When they want to go into high school or they want to go into, you know, the upper echelons of power, they always have to add more things to their list, right? You have to have a deeper resume politically. God knows that wasn't true in reality. So what they're going to do is they're going to send her to Munich. They're going to add foreign speaking tours to her to build up some foreign policy preferences and foreign policy accolades, to have camera clips of her being a very presidential or very senatorial, whatever the word is they're looking for. And then they're going to couch it as, look, she has foreign experience. It's easy. She could definitely be in Senate or in presidential. That's what they do. They just build their bona fides the whole way through. And that's basically the way that they foster their own careers, okay? Now, as you see this happening, I got a few things I want to show you here from this New York Times article, which is literally their shoulders are being dislocated from carrying the buckets of water that are so large they're attempting to carry. Okay, watch this. She has positioned herself as a top antagonist of Vice President J.D. Vance, a potential heir to President Trump's political movement. He is the heir to the political movement. Sparring with him on social media. She has stepped up her support of moderate and mainstream Democrats, and that is very important. Hold on a second. One of the things that is her weakness, and I'm going to show you this in a second in the article, and I've hit this a few times on my channel. Her big weakness is she doesn't have the ability to motivate moderate Democrats because she's too far to the left. Just like a Nancy Pelosi, just like a Gavin Newsom, just like an AOC, like anyone on the far left resonates very well with the far left, but does not resonate well with the middle. They need the middle. So what do is this. She stepped up her support of moderate and mainstream Democrats because she's trying to moderate herself. Not because her policies are moderated, because she's trying to soften her image to the middle of the Democrat Party and independents. She's basically doing a pilgrimage from the far left into the Nancy Pelosi window. That is what she is attempting to do. Okay? Only she's trying to surpass Nancy Pelosi. She's going to go Senate or president. Personally, I think she's going to try Senate because president is not necessarily easy when you're from New York like this. I think she's going to go Senate and be a mainstay for the next 40 years. But anyway, and at a time of tumult around the country and uncertainty within the Democratic Party, her direct and camera-ready speaking style is breaking through. After federal agents killed Alex Preddy in Minneapolis, she swiftly appeared on cable news and argued he had been executed in the street, which is, of course, not what happened. But it doesn't matter about fact, it's about emotional. It's about emotion response, right? This is the whole point. She has to show her leftist progressive roots at certain times, and other times she's cozying up to moderate Democrats. She's trying to thread that needle, and they're adding in foreign experience. Okay. After years of inching closer to mainstream Democrats, Miss Ocasio-Cortez is more forcefully trying to steer her party towards her populist working class message at a moment when economic worries are a top issue. She's trying to steer them towards progressive socialism and extreme expenditures. That's what she's trying to steer them towards. But they won't say that. They got to say populist working class message, which is code for socialism on the left. But again, New York Times is trying to soften her brand as well. That's what's happening right now. You are seeing the groundwork being laid for a Senator Ocasio-Cortez. Most likely. I don't think presidential. I think she's going to go senator. But anyway, plenty of Democratic politicians are now looking to Miss Ocasio-Cortez and not their party leaders for cues on how to get that message across, viewing her instincts as sharper than consultant-driven focus group directions out of Washington. See that? Position her as an outsider. She's not a consultant. She's not part of the deep state. She is the source of intelligence that they seek out, not those mean consultants inside the swamp. See this? She's separating herself. Okay? Again, you see red? This is the payoff. She's a coalition builder. To her credit, she sought out engaging with me, and I know other frontline members are very competitive, want to know what she's going on with her brain, blah, 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 blah. This piece right here, this is what you have to understand what's happening inside this whole framing. Next week, she plans to expand her progressive pitch to foreign policy by speaking at the Munich Security Conference in her most significant overseas trip since taking office. According to Mike Kaska, her chief of staff, there she is expected to present a left-wing alternative to Mr. Trump's shoot-from-the-hip approach to world affairs. Miss Ocasio-Cortez's heightened role comes as Democrat insiders begin to whisper more loudly about what she might do in 2028. She has long been seen as a potential presidential contender or as a successor or challenger to Senator Chuck Schumer, 75, the minority leader, who has not said if he'll run again. She's going to knock his butt out for Senate. That's what's going to happen, in my opinion. Now, if she runs for president, she's going to overreach, and if she works with a Kamala AOC, that's not going to work. I personally think that's going to fall flat on its face. But the Senate's move to take over Schumer in New York, when she's from New York, that's a pretty natural, easy knockout blow. Last month, social media, this is New York Times, just putting dirt all over the carcass. Last month, social media video posts featuring or referring to Miss Ocasio-Cortez amassed at least 185 million views across TikTok, X, Facebook, and Instagram. According to a rough estimate from Drunkopedia, that was roughly twice as many views as posts for Mr. Schumer garnered. Y'all, what you're looking at is quite literally the full-on move into the Democrat mainstream taking over the party. That's what she's doing, and she's going to take it in the Senate. And here's another piece of example of this. But over the years, Ms. Ocasio-Cortez has tempered her critiques of moderate Democrats and is now a regular dues-paying member to the House Campaign Committee. Y'all, what you're looking at is an individual who is moderating from the far-left agitator position into the mainline Democrat Party. She's going to take over the Democrat Party, at least in the short term, in the Senate role in the United States Senate for New York. Chuck Schumer is not going to be able to beat her, and he knows it. He's probably going to bail out. She's not going to run for president or VP because that doesn't really make sense with as much runway as she has in her progressive politics on the Democratic left. So it would actually make more sense for her to run Senate, be a senator for several years, and then run for president if you're going to do it. But that's what you're looking at. And the New York Times and the lefties are just sitting there straight up mainline injecting all the AOC right into their veins because they think that's the answer. And I got a newsflash for you. It's not. But what do you guys think? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. I'm Braden. Later.